Good evening. Welcome back to our main stage. We are excited to have Jon McGarry with us with iTovi, and we'll just read a little bit about him. Jon McGarry has spent the last 22 years in the network marketing industry on both the corporate and the field sides of the business. He's built a successful home-based essential oil business and used an iTovi to reach the rank of diamond in 90 days. His passion for life and adventure drives him to be the best he can be. And we are always so excited to have Jon on because his excitement is infectious. So it's all yours, Jon.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be able to join everybody here again and talk about iTovi. We're going to talk all about what it is and how it works. And we'll talk specifically about the scan report today. But if you're watching this recording, shoot in the link. If you recognize my face, I was a part of Young Living for a number of years. It's been a little over, it's been, 2009, I guess, was when I left, 2009. So it's been 12 years or so. But if you recognize my face, put in the notes, say hello. I'd love to throw a shout out to you. I've been starting off all of these different presentations with different stories, and I'm going to share a different one today. I loved over the last week of just remembering all these fun stories with Young Living and when I was there. And I'll tell you a fun trip that I did, one of the funnest trips that I did with Young Living. And I actually went with just Gary and Mary and their family. And we went to Warm Springs, which is this really beautiful place in Idaho. And we were able to take a bunch of Gary's horses. We took them into this Warm Springs area in the backcountry of Idaho and spent a week with just Gary and Mary and the boys and me and one other coworker at the time. And it was so much fun just building a friendship with the Youngs and just getting to know who they are as people. And, outside of the stage, it seems like they're always on a stage and they're always on a pedestal. But it was so much fun to just get to know who the real people are. And let me just tell you, they are the same people that that are standing there on stage. They're incredible, absolutely incredible individuals. But on that same trip, I was able to actually go to where Gary Young was born and raised and saw those humble beginnings where he grew up literally on a dirt floor and very little, amenities that we have today. And so from humble roots came some great life-changing company that we know as Young Living today, and fun memories thinking back to those Warm Springs trip. I actually went on that trip 3 or 4 times over the course of my Young Living journey. But let's talk a little bit about iTovi. And we're going to talk about what it is and how it works, but we're really going to talk about how to understand the scan today. We've talked about iTovi DNA. We've talked about, how to build your business using iTovi, how to do it in a personal life, how to use it as a follow-up system. So just for those that are brand new, maybe you're seeing this for the first time, iTovi is just a handheld device. You hold it in your hand, you make sure that the electrodes are covered. It works with any tablet or any phone, iOS or Android. It uses Bluetooth technology to talk back and forth, so you don't plug it in or anything. And what it does is it measures your body's response to specific frequencies. So we've acquired all of the Young Living products, all of the oils, all of the supplements, all the blends, every product that Young Living has, and we've measured their frequencies, used our state-of-the-art lab and used our proprietary algorithm to extract those frequencies. We then, when a scan is taking place, and a scan takes between 1 to 2 minutes, when a scan is taking place, it sends those frequencies to your body hundreds of times and then measures your body's response. It then generates a report that you can see either 3, 5, 7, or 10 Young Living products that your body would have a very positive response to. And I'm going to share my screen here. Give me just a moment. And let's just make sure that we are seeing this. Let's see. Okay. Can you guys see that okay?
Yes, we see it.
You see it? Okay,
perfect. We see
perfect.
it. Thanks.
Perfect. Well, let's go through this scan report. This is how you can underscan your scan report. Right here, you can see exactly what you need to be doing. So with your scan report, obviously this is a generic report. Normally it would show Young Living products. In fact, I have to tell you this personal, I just did a scan right before I started this. You're going to love these oils. So these were the top 7 products that well, we'll do just the oils. So the top 5 oils that I scanned for. Into the Future was number 1, German chamomile, black pepper, Dorado Azul, which is interesting. On the story that I told last time was when we actually discovered that plant in Ecuador back in, I want to say maybe 2006, 2007, when we discovered that Dorado Azul, and then Harmony was that blend of oil. So those are the top 5 products that I just scanned for. And so when I look at it here as just like this scan report, you'll notice that I had the best or strongest response to Into the Future. Now, does that mean that my body is deficient in that, or that my body needs that? Well, it doesn't necessarily need it. Doesn't mean that it's deficient in it. It means that my body had the best response to that frequency. So that would be a blend that I should definitely incorporate in to my usage by diffusing it, by using it topically, getting it around it, being around it. The next product that I scanned for was German chamomile. That was the second best response that I had. As you can see here from this display, the coriander in this example was number 3, and number 3 was frankincense, which is my personal favorite oil. And so you'll see there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will list out the best response that your body had to it. So pretty simple. You'll notice that if it has just a single drop, that's a single oil. If it has multiple drops, it's a blend. And if it looks like a little capsule, that means it's a supplement of some type. So you'll notice those different icons. They just mean either an oil, a blend, or a supplement. Now, that's the very first page. When I would scan someone new for the very first time, I let them hold my phone or my tablet. They do the scan. I let them look through that. You can click on each one of those products and see a lot more information. So as I click on, let me just do this right here. As I click on Into the Future, it's going to talk about how it's this inspirational blend of essential oils created to invigorate aromatic companion as you look forward to life's goals and dreams. Love it. In fact, this is a blend I don't have. I have almost all the Young Living products myself personally, but this is one I don't have. So I'm going to have to look into this and see if I can figure out. I know we have some here in the office somewhere, so I'll definitely find this. But it talks about what the ingredients are. It talks about the directions, how to use it. It talks about some of the related articles, and it also gives me some related products that are within that same kind of family. So pretty powerful. As you dig into the iTovi app, it will give you a ton of information about each one of the products. Also, if you have purchased what we call our premium system, our premium library of content, all of the information that's found in those big, we used to call it the essential oil desk reference. I think they've changed the name of that just over the last little while. There's been some big books. We actually partner with those same companies, the same companies that Young Living partners with. So that same content is included in the app if you have that premium content. And it just costs a couple of bucks a month to have that, and it will drill down into tons and more information than you could ever imagine in terms of how to use each product and the benefits and the research behind each one of those essential oils. So spend some time when you get your report, especially as a brand new person, make sure that they go in and put in the information, look through the information that's in the app, because there is a lot of content as they can drill down into each one of those products. They can see, how to use it, the benefits behind it, and how to maximize its potential. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, so that's step 1. Hopefully everybody knows that. That's on the first page. You can sort by either 3, 5, 7, or 10 products, and it will generate that list. The next section, as you scroll across, the next section is going to be your emotion report. This should look very similar because it's taken directly from those training materials that Young Living uses. It's the exact same thing. We partnered with those same companies, and it breaks it down into the different reports. It will go everything from joy, hope, forgiveness, surrender, and then it will show you exact products that would show up in that category. So for example, looking at this, we're talking about reading your emotional report here. You'll notice that frankincense shows up in this example. Jane's scan, courage was the section that showed up. Now, with the highest amount of products, you'll notice there that it's a wheel, and the more bars show up in the wheel, meaning that there's more products associated with that specific emotion. So in this one, courage was an area that Jane had a lot of products that showed up for. That should be an area that she should focus on over the next couple of weeks by using some of these products that are focused and really help with that courage section of emotion. So for example, here we've got frankincense was number 2, cedarwood was number 16, black pepper was number 21. Some people say, well, what does that mean? It's number 20, black pepper was number 21. That means that black pepper, you had the 21st best response to black pepper. But black pepper has also been associated with that courage section. And so even though it may not be in the top 3, 5, 7, or 10, it's still very high. And the combination of all of those products shows what category, what area you should focus in. So pretty simple emotion section. Jane had a very positive response to 3 different products that were showing up in this courage section, or excuse me, in the joy section. In the courage section, she had 5 products. So juniper, jasmine, marjoram, ginger, and lemongrass all showed up in that courage section. So what we recommend is we recommend focusing on the areas that have the most oils associated. So passion, she had 4, that could be an area to focus on. Hope had 4, that would be an area. And then courage obviously had 5. So that's the area that should have the most attention. Now, same thing happens on the body system. The body system, I kind of interpreted a little bit differently, and I'll explain it. So as you scroll over to the next section, it'll show up the body section, and it'll show everything from the brain, immune, it'll show respiratory, it'll show skeleton, all these different categories. Now, if your wheel looks a little different than this, this is a generic wheel. So every company that we're associated with will have its own unique wheel depending upon what the materials that are associated with that company. So when you look at this, you're saying, man, mine doesn't show that exact same wheel. Don't get worried. It's directly connected to Young Living. And so your wheel may look different than anybody else's wheel because that wheel is what is recommended to show through all the materials that Young Living provides. So same thing here, focus on the areas that have the most bars or the most categories that are highlighted. In this example, the brain functionality for Jane had 5 bars that were highlighted. Frankincense, Melissa, cedarwood, those were all under that brain functionality. Now, I always like to dig in a little bit deeper as well. One of the areas that shows up for me a lot comes from my hair and skin. That's an area that my skin and my nails, it shows up quite a bit. And there's a direct correlation to that. Now, we know that a lot of the things that are happening topically, being the skin, being our barrier of defense with a lot of the air that we breathe and the damaging rays of the sun and the pollution damage, our skin takes a huge amount of abuse. But we also know that things that show up topically on our skin may not just be caused by direct contact from the outside. For an example, my wife suffers from kind of extreme cases of eczema or eczema, however you say it, where her skin will just get really dry and cracked and brittle. And this happens at the beginning of every season. And here in Utah, we get some pretty dramatic shifts in weather. In fact, today we hit an all-time record high of 105 degrees. Whenever we hit these crazy seasonalities, my wife's hands used to get really cracked and brittle. She would go to the dermatologist, and what do you think the dermatologist would say? If you're watching this live or the recording, put in the notes, what do you think the dermatologist would say when she would show up with these dry, cracked, brittle hands? Well, they would say the same thing. Let me give you this topical steroid. And I know that you guys are going crazy because, you know, the majority of you guys, I mean, if you're like Sandy, you know a lot of the problems that come with these topical steroids. And the reality is, she would take it, she would put it on her skin, and what would happen? It would go away for 2 days, and then what happens? It comes right back, because all they're doing is just covering the problem up. They're not getting the root cause of the problem. And so she started doing a lot of research. I've done a ton of research. A lot of the issues that come to our skin and our hair and our nails is a direct reflection on our gut and gut health. She knew that it was just got to the point where it got so bad and the cracking got so bad that she started eating healthy. She started using more essential oils. She started focusing on her gut. And guess what happened? The problems on her hands and her skin, on her elbows, just literally within a couple of months started healing, started getting better. And she has been literally eczema free for years, because anytime there's even a small potential flare up, she'll go and start eating healthy, start using the oils, start doing things to get her gut in line. So if your scan comes back, especially in those body systems, be looking at a deeper level. So it may not necessarily just be a topical problem with your hair and skin. It may be something happening in your gut that you want to get your gut in check, because we know that influences a lot of areas of the body. So focus on the scan report. When you're talking with somebody that's brand new, let them go through this process. Help them to download the app too. They're going to get an email copy of their report. The app version is so much better, and it's so much easier to understand, so much easier to read. And also when they download the app, you're able to set up some reminders for them to do a rescan with them. And we recommend doing that every 21 days. So definitely get them to download the app, go through the app in its entirety. Hopefully this makes a little bit more sense. When you get your report, focus on those top, 3, 5, 7, or 10 products. Look at both the emotional and body system. Look for the ones that have the most categories highlighted, and then focus on some of those. Create some blends, create some blends to use topically, diffuse, where you're using more than just maybe the top product here is lavender, but maybe make some blends and use some of those in conjunction. So with that said, I just want to talk through just the pricing very quickly. We're going to do short and sweet today and answer any questions if there are any. But the iTovi scanner is awesome. There's a couple of ways to purchase it. If you don't have one yet, and you definitely need one, take advantage of this huge sale that we're doing for the AromaSharing. First, I'll say this, the promotion code is AromaSharing21. Super simple, AromaSharing21 will get these discounts. So you can come in on a monthly option. Monthly is normally $50 for the scanner, and then $40 a month for unlimited access, unlimited scans, unlimited, reports generated. You can scan as many times as you want, as many people as you want. If you take advantage of the promotion right now, do the AromaSharing21, we're going to take that $40 off. So it'll just be a one-time $50 purchase. And then starting a month from now, it'll start rolling at $40 a month from that time forward. You can also buy it outright. Normally it costs $830. If you use that promotion code, we're going to take off $80. So a one-time $750 charge. It's going to give you unlimited scans, unlimited access, unlimited reports. The next thing is our Lifetime Plus. This is basically like a payment plan. If you choose that option, it's going to be 12 months of payments. We're going to give you this scanner for free. So we're going to take $50 off the Lifetime Plus, and you're just going to pay 12 monthly payments. And at the end of that 12 months, the scanner is yours. Again, unlimited scans, unlimited info, unlimited reports. You can scan as many people as you want, anytime with that unlimited plan. It also includes our discount to our iTovi DNA. So $20 off iTovi DNA and $20 off all of our clutch cases that are absolutely awesome. If you don't have one of these, you put your scanner in, it includes your travel case and 16 of your favorite sample essential oils. You can create custom groups in the app and just do a scan just based upon the oils that are right here. We have tons, I mean, literally thousands of Young Living distributors that are carrying these. When they meet somebody at a coffee shop, they do a scan for just the oils they have. It takes literally 10 seconds. They then say, here's your report. Maybe they just do three. They just do the top three. And then they let them have an experience with those specific oils that are in this case. So super fun way to be able to pull people to Young Living as opposed to pushing Young Living products on somebody else. So the system makes it really easy. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. This makes it really, really easy to be able to talk about Young Living, to be able to talk about what makes Young Living essential oils so different and so unique. And it does it in a very creative way, a very personal way. I know when I was building my essential oil business, people would come to me all the time and say, John, what were the products that you ordered when you got started? And I said, this is the pack that I purchased, and this is why. This is what you should do too. And so that's what they did. Now I could go to them, scan them, actually have them get a report, and then get them a pack that has some of those products that are on that report. And it just does it in a very unique way, where now we have personalized essential oil usage to an individual in a very unique and a very fun way that can be very passive. And people are very, very comfortable. If you walk around, and this is something that I would challenge you to do, if you have an iTovi and you haven't used an iTovi in a while, now that we're coming out of COVID and people are starting to get a little bit more comfortable, I challenge you to go up to some strangers and ask them if they would like a free scan. Almost 100% of the time. We did this on a college campus, not very far from here. We just walked around with iTovis and just said, hey, would you like a free scan? Would you like a free scan? And over 99% of the people that we asked, would you like a free scan, said yes. We now had a captivated audience. We had them for a couple of minutes. Most of the time they would say, yes, what is it? We then talked briefly about iTovi and then went right in to talking about, what it does and how it works, where you could scan someone, briefly mention it's a scanner, it uses frequencies, it uses galvanic skin response to measure frequencies, and then start talking about Young Living and the Young Living essential oils. So utilize this today, take advantage of the promotion. Again, AromaSharing 21 is the promotion code, and you can just go to AromaSharingOnline.com, click on the iTovi link, scroll down, click on it. It'll take you right in. There's a ton of information there, and that's where you can order your iTovi DNA, and take advantage of all of this. So anyways, we went a little bit longer than I was planning. I was only going for about 15 minutes, but as you can tell, I love to talk and I love to share stories, and I love being a part of iTovi. So with that said, we'll see if there's any questions. I don't know if anybody's jumped on or if there's any questions here.
I have a question.
Yes.
I just scanned myself while you were doing that.
Yes.
I'm so glad that you did that.
Yes.
Because
okay, you got to tell me what were your top 3 products?
Oh, okay, hang on. Well, the top 2, there were 2 at 5.
Okay.
Acceptance.
Okay.
Is under emotions.
Yep.
And under body systems, it's nervous system.
Nervous system. Okay. Very interesting. And then as you scroll over to the far side, what was your top 2 products? Like on the far, just swipe to the left.
Okay, now wait a minute. How do I see? Wait. So
it should just be.
Click on, so I just click on nervous, and then it'll tell me. Wait a minute.
Oh, you could click on nervous, or just go back to the wheels, and then just kind of swipe to the right. Or to the left, sorry, maybe.
Wait. Well, then it just shows. Okay, it says the oil's down below. You mean?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, I use cedarwood. I diffuse cedarwood every night, and it says great. And this is for acceptance.
Okay.
Hope I was surprised. Peace and Calming, Blue Cypress, Copaiba, Calm. I'm going to get my Calm roller out.
Yes, you are.
CBD, Thyme, Ravensara, and Juvacleanse. That's a lot of oils. No
Yep.
supplements. But
Yep.
then the other ones were small for emotions.
Yep.
Body, I had 1, 5, and 3 4s.
Yep. It happens sometimes. I mean, you've had a lot going on, Sandy, this week. You've had a busy, you've had a busy week. So yeah,
I started the Master Cleanse yesterday.
I love it. I love it.
So I'm pushing it.
Doing
I'm
well.
pushing it.
Yes.
Skin and structure. So yeah, I'm pushing it. But that's what it's all about, right?
It is. It is.
The structural system, yeah. There's a lot of yeah. And wait a minute. So this is the same. Well, it says the same oils though below it. It says the same oils when I go down.
It could. Some of them could cross over. Yeah, we'll have to see.
And there used to be an environmental little symbol. That's not there anymore. Like
we've
yoga.
done some updates. In fact, you'll notice there's a new update that should be coming in just probably about a week or so. We've got some new updates as well. So.
Okay. I love it. Thank you.
Hey, you guys are awesome. This has been great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, John.
Yep. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. And I actually have a vendor event coming up. We have a wellness expo that's done twice a year in this area. Uh-oh. Power just went out.
Oh, we can still see you.
Okay, that's because I got my ring light. I think my husband's working on the lights in the kitchen. He has to turn off the power. He said, I think I can work on it with it on. I said, no, you can't. But anyways, and so we are going to use the iTovi to just give free scans to people as they come by.
It just generates some leads. Generates some leads. It also collects their personal information when they do a scan, and it's fun. It's easy and simple. So
it's a great idea.
We appreciate your enthusiasm, and it's okay you went long. You gave us lots of good info.
Yeah, that was great.
So, all righty. Well, this is our last iTovi. Well, you guys have had one every day, but now we're done with our live stage. So thank you for being here, and thanks for sharing all this wonderful information about all your products. We appreciate it.
So yeah, go get your iTovi now if you don't have one.
All right, thanks.